So after FA Cup heartbreak in the last episode, we managed to bounce back and get through the FA Trophy third round. So let's start off with fourth round. An away day at Wellington United awaits us, and then we're going to be taking on league leader South Shields as we continue our push for the playoffs. Let's get into it. So yes, today we've got a giant episode coming your way. We've got the fourth round of the FA Trophy up against Welling Utd, and then we're going to be taking on league leaders South Shields in the second game for today. And while I'm very hopeful we can manage a victory in the first game, the second game might be a little step too far, but fingers crossed, we'll have to find out. So we're going to go over the recap in a minute. We've got 5 games to go over, but first I just want to bring your attention over something that I did notice. We've actually finally got a team leader in the squad. For years, I don't think we've had anyone higher than influential player. Gofford stepped into the team leader role. We've got Jackson, Wadham and Morehouse as highly influential players, and then having Ratchford, Mitchell, Birchall, Helliwell and Piggott in the influential spots. Look at social groups, just have a look. There's a very together group here. The only thing that does worry me a bit is Tunadre isn't in the social group. Everyone is friends apart from Waldo and Tunadre, and Waldo's going to be leaving soon, so that does worry me a bit that Tunadre is going to end up a bit alienated and maybe performances might suffer a little bit, but hopefully that won't be the case. Happiness squad is pretty happy across the board. There's a few little niggles, like Waldo wants to leave, Dylan Helliwell wants a few more games, but to be honest, I think Helliwell is going to be on his way out relatively soon. He hasn't really played for us this season that much. He's only actually had, I think, 8 or 9, 8 starts this season. He's come on 8 times as sub, but since Tessier's come in, he's sort of been replaced and fallen even further down the pecking order. And for a midfielder, we've got a centre midfielder that was at one point one of our key centre mids, and now one of our centre backs is a better centre mid choice than he is. It does kind of tell you that maybe it's time to move him on. So expect to see Dylan Helliwell leaving in the coming weeks potentially. But other than that, let's get caught up on the matches. And like I said, we've had 5 games played, and they've overall gone very well indeed. We started off with a 5-1 victory over Darlington away, which is incredible. We played a slightly rotated squad this game, not majorly. I mean, Hamblin doesn't normally play centre-back if we've got the option. Helliwell doesn't play. Tessier doesn't play. But apart from that, it was a relatively strong lineup, and Darlington are struggling in the league this season. So it's not a huge shock that we won, but I feel like a 5-1 victory definitely exceeded expectations. It all started with actually a lovely pass from Tessier over to Miller. Managed to put it in for Adiemo, who slammed it in at the near post, before Miller was involved again, putting over a lovely cross to Adiemo for his second assist and second goal of the game. Then at the start of the second half, they did actually grab one back. Zakwani gets it over to Scott, puts it in the middle, and Haygarth beats Tommy Jackson. Zakwani starting that move off. I feel like I used to have him on Football Manager or maybe FIFA. But either way, then Miller got into the box and he tried to get a goal himself. He got parried, but only as far as Adiemo, who managed to complete his hat-trick. I suppose technically a hat-trick of assists. But then Morehouse puts through Miller. He managed to dispossess the defender and get one for himself finally on the third attempt. Before in the 90th minute, we sort of added a bit of insult to injury. Miller does get tackled, but he gets the ball back, gets it to Tessier and just rockets it home from outside the box. What a goal on the man's debut that was. Absolutely fantastic performance from the team and a brilliant start to this recap. After that, we had a 0-0 draw with Radcliffe. Now, Radcliffe are actually 4th in the league currently, but I think they were 2nd at the time of this. And while the first half was pretty uneventful for both sides, I think we only had 1 highlight each in the first half, I want to say. In the second half, they just absolutely ran away with it. As you can see from the XG, we did absolutely nothing the entire second half. They were just peppering us with shots, but couldn't quite find the breakthrough. So overall, it seems like a point gained rather than 2 points lost, if that makes sense, because Radcliffe are obviously a good team. After that, we came up against Warrington, who are also in and around the playoffs at the moment. I feel like they were probably 5th when we played them. I think it might be 6th now. But either way, this was a game that I definitely needed us to win, and we just did not manage it at all. We did rotate a few positions. Gaksha starting is a little bit odd for us lately, but I thought we could still get the job done, but it turned out not to be the case. Tunadre got dispossessed by Johnston, who managed to take advantage of the opportunity. Before in the 82nd minute, long ball over to Kitching. He gets the ball across, it deflects, but finds Thomas, hits the bar, gets back to the roof. A little bit lucky, but it came after a good spell of performance from us. We had quite a few chances, and they just managed to shut us down with that, and that was kind of just the end of the game. It was very unfortunate. And actually, yeah, you can see from the XG here, they didn't create much until they scored, and then created absolutely nothing until they scored again. And that was basically their entire contribution to the match. They had 2 good chances and scored both of them. We were constantly having little chances throughout the game and just couldn't find a breakthrough. So a very disappointing loss there. But we did manage to bounce back in the next game with a 2-1 victory over Chorley, although it wasn't a particular stellar performance from us. This was pretty much all them, and yeah, you can see from the XG, they were just constantly jumping up the entire time, and we had a couple of chances throughout the game and managed to take them. It's very much the inverse of the previous match. Yeah, they finished on a 2.68 XG with only one goal. We got a 1.36 with two. And to be honest, both of our goals kind of came from massive mistakes from them. After a very uneventful first half, we managed to score at the beginning of the second after a defensive error, passed the ball straight to Miller. He set up Morehouse, who just popped it in the bottom corner from outside the box. Before in the 63rd minute, a bad goal kick went straight out to our wing. Agbenone picks it up, puts it over to Miller. He managed to score himself to put us 2-0 ahead. Chorley fans must have been fuming at this point. They did get one back in about 90th minute, yeah, 89th. Walls gets the ball here and just Roberts slots it in for about a yard out. Overall, this was a very good victory and I was delighted to manage to get it. And the look from the Chorley game definitely continued into the Scunthorpe match. A 3-0 victory over them. I think they were third at the time. And the first two goals definitely reeked of just being gifted to us, it felt like. Yeah, it all started off at first, a very bad pass out wide, or attempted pass falls to Bertram, who runs inside and to be fair to him, it was an absolutely cracking finish into the top left corner. And I didn't expect it to go that side. The goalkeeper didn't expect it. It was brilliant. And then a bad pass from Archer through to Agbenone. The defender just does nothing with it and leaves Agbenone to slot it into an open net. And then at least we did score our last goal in the 88th minute, a bit more legitimately, let's say. Helliwell puts through Agbenone, left one-on-one, just sort of starts to take it to the side of the keeper, puts it past him with very little resistance. And yeah, it was just a very dominant performance. They really didn't show up in this match, and it really surprised me. So if we take a look at the league, this has actually left us up in third place. We have got a game in hand as well, which gives us the opportunity to pull 3 points away from the chasing pack and 4 points behind South Shields and Kings Lynn. But obviously we are going to be playing at South Shields in the second game today. So this could actually be a surprisingly important match for us. But yeah, I think that's all out the way. We've got 5 days until our Welling United match, so I'm going to go forward to that. I won't be back if anything happens along the way, but if not, let's get on with it. So a little surprising. Leo Gaksha was, obviously he's not been playing much this season. He's not really one of our key players at the moment. We signed him because we were pretty desperate for wingers and then have since signed some far better options on the wing. And with how good the season's going, I think we're good for the rest of this season. And we might even bring in an extra 1 or 2 next season, depending on how things are looking, with Waldo and Gaksha potentially going. So I tried to offer him out for 10k. His recommended asking price was between 2 and 15,000. So I just thought, well, 10k, we'll put him out there. No one will bid, and then I'll just lower it accordingly until I can get what I can. 4 clubs came in for him instantly. I did put in a 50% of next sale. I don't think he's going to get sold, but I always try and sneak that clause in there just for some potential future money if possible. But yeah, now he's unsettled if he's not allowed to speak to them. I've tried to offer him out again for 60,000, so I'm going to just keep offering him out a bit until these deals are due to expire or require an answer, let's say. If we can get more, I would love to get more, but it looks like Leo Gaksha is going to be on his way out of the club. A little bit unfortunate, but he's definitely not up to the standard this season. He's been pretty bad in every game that I've played him in. So I think this is how we're going to be lining up today. It's a pretty standard lineup overall. We've got Jackson in goal, Hamblin, Shepherd, Mitchell and Tanajo across the back, Gofford just in front of them with Archer and Morehouse in centre mid, Birch on the left, Miller on the right and Agbenone up front. I decided to go with Agbenone instead of Yeboah because Yeboah's just really not been performing lately. You can see his average rating 6.22 and he had a very good game before that where he scored 3 goals and then that's the Warsaw game. That sort of tells you how far ago that was. That's like 2 months at this point. So I'm going to take him out. He's been very inconsistent for us. And although I absolutely love him stats-wise, I'm starting to think we might need another option up front as a main man. Agbenone has been filling that void, but he's not perfect by any means. And he's a winger, really. I have actually been looking at maybe going Miller up front, who he hasn't quite got the finishing that the others have got. But he's got some very good stats across the board. You look at him as an advanced forward, and I definitely think he could do a job with us, but there is a couple of, very weak points, like 6 anticipation, 7 composure, 5 for decisions. It's a bit temperamental, let's say. And we'll just get into the match, I suppose. Right, the media gave you a lot of credit lately. That's not too bad. We've got a good run out. Let's go out there and improve. Okay, maybe I should have gone with the assistant's recommendation. None of this really worked out for me, but I've managed to pull it back at least. Callum Archer looks complacent every single match. It's insane. But either way, Welling United are lining up in a standard 4-3-3 formation, the same as us, as you can see here. And So no real tactical quirks to point out. I think we're just going to get straight into it. 622 fans out today to see this match. It's starting off in the 5th minute with a nice pass over from Redgrave, but Mitchell manages to cut it out. It gets it to Archer. Can we get a counter? No, that's a terrible pass. That is a terrible pass. For Wumney, Blackman, Saluna. Davis gets through and they've managed to score in the 5th minute. Oh no. This is not the start we wanted. Okay, right. It's just what happens here. Shepherd starts to go with him, comes back. He just gets like Davis is running back and forth so much there. Shepherd, I think, just gets a bit confused where he's supposed to be, getting dragged around all over the place. 15th minute, Hamblin has got a throw in, but he gets to Birchall. Agbenone tries to backheel it in. What a cheeky goal that would have been, but he doesn't quite manage to pull it off. But now we've got Miller. Miller's bursting into the box. Miller smashes it and he goes straight over. That's pretty terrible. Okay, now 34th minute, can't read. Morehouse has got a corner. Gets the ball in. No one's there, but it comes back to Birchall. Morehouse got another attempt. Just pass it to someone. Okay, Birchall. Oh, I thought that was blasting in the top corner then. That's very unlucky. Pie for Wumney. Gets the ball over, but Jackson's going to collect that. Can we do something with this? I don't like that defender, that striker lurking. Oh, Agbenone's in behind the defence. He's through one-on-one. He's managed to score. Come on. Asher Agbenone has equalised for us. 38th minute. A Tommy Jackson assist. Absolute classic. Oh, that's so good. Okay. It's just such a good long ball there. And yeah, he's just so much faster than defender. Well, so much faster. He just beat them there. But either way, it's a very good finish from him. Okay, now we've got Callum Archer with a free kick in the 43rd minute. Birchall getting the header on and he's hit the bar and it's gone over. Oh, I thought I was dropping down right in front of the net there. No such luck. So yeah, they didn't do a whole lot after, they had the goal and then another chance and then basically nothing for the last, 25 minutes of the game, let's say. So we're in the ascendancy. Let's hope we can keep it going. Media's given us a lot of credit lately. Come on, everyone's buzzing. Yeah, this is what I like to see. Even Callum Archer looks happy now. There's no complacency knocking around anymore. Don't think we need to make any subs yet. No one's really looking like they're having a bad game, but it's been a very uneventful start to the second half. Straight up to the hour mark. 65, 70. I'm going to switch to positive because I would like to try and nick this if possible. What is that? A highlight? No, that's not a highlight. That sold me a bit then. What can we do here? Birchall has been our star man. I mean, our front three, I don't think much needs to be changed. Morehouse is not having a brilliant game, so I'm going to bring Tessier on. Tessier is better as sort of a playmaker, and I think Archer's a perfectly good Mazzala. So yeah, we're going to move those two over, but maybe move Tessier more to a... Is Tessier more advanced? Or he's more advanced apparently, but there's not much difference. I'm going to go defensive or deep line playmaker on support at least. Hopefully that works. Apart from that, who's our next worst? Ollie Goffard's not had a fantastic game. Let's bring on Jack Wadham to replace him. 2 midfield changes. We'll see if anything comes of that. Oh no, they've got a free kick in the 87th minute. Managed to get it away. Tessier managed to get it away, and now Wadham's looking to break. There's no one in front. Oh yeah, Agbenone's all the way up here. Oh, Joe just managed to get his head on it, but Miller no, he doesn't. Gubbins collects. Back and forth here, but Miller's now on the ball. Can he find a pass inside? Back to Mitchell, play it safe. Long ball over to Agbenone, but it's not going to work. Tessier tries to make something happen, but Agbenone doesn't respond in time. Real with the nice ball over. It's definitely looking like they're struggling to break out their areas. And now Miller, can you get a crossing? That was offside, wasn't it? That looked offside. It wasn't offside and he hit the bar. That's so depressing. Oh my god. I'm so annoyed. Oh. Oh, I really thought that was the moment that we'd been waiting for there. That's like the 90th minute we hit the bar. Okay, right, what are we going to do here? Last time we saved, I think, Agbenone until late. So we're going to go Tessier to get us off to a good start, means as he's the best penalty ability. Archer's looking complacent, so I sort of want him to go early. Birchall, stick Mitchell in third. Birchall after, and Agbenone last. I think that's what I'm going to go with. And I think this is the second episode in a row that we've got a penalty shootout. Pick your spot. Don't change your mind. Utmost confidence in you. Utmost confidence in you. Callum Archer, you need to get your shit together, man. Like, you should not be in this frame of mind. Let's move camera to behind the goal just to make sure we get a good view. Oh, can you reverse this? Or is that going to look stupid? Oh, what? Why didn't that do anything? It doesn't matter. That was so close. I'll just mess with this now quickly. No, that apparently does absolutely nothing. That's very odd. Okay. Tessier steps up. Can he get his second goal for the club? Yes, he can. Keeper dives, he goes straight down the middle. Now we've got Rhea stepping up. Jackson makes a save. Come on. That was a terrible penalty. That had no power on it whatsoever. Callum Archer, please don't let this complacency get the better of you. Oh, I mean, it wasn't a terrible penalty. It was a bit too central, but he had a good amount of power. It was better than the one before. Right. Cicluna starting round 3 off, and it's a good finish into the side of the net. Can't think that's his right side. Jackson's left. Mitchell, our worst penalty taker supposedly. Oh, and he managed to put it away. At least composed penalty taker and finisher at least. Maybe not our worst penalty taker. He's got Pye stepping up. Oh, and he puts it away as well. Okay, the pressure's on Birchall. Come on. Come on. What a good finish. Level head, smashes it in. We're finishing on our top 2 penalty takers, so I'm confident that we will score. But I think Coker scores as well, so we've got to score to take this to sudden death. And then I've got no idea who's going to be stepping up each time, which is a little bit terrifying. Right, Agbenone, come on. You did this last time with no problem at all. And he scored. Yes, thank God for that. Jesus, that long run up had me a bit scared. We've got Can stepping up to take the 6th round of penalties, and he puts it away in the top corner. That's a good penalty. Now Hamblin is going to take his turn. Right, left footer. Keeper goes the right way, but he can't quite reach there. That's a really good penalty. Good power on it. Davis, he's starting his run up already? Why's the whistle been blown? Yep, he's just going to keep going, and he scores. Jackson dives out the way of the ball. That's unfortunate. Now Tonadre making his way the long walk from the centre circle. He's been pretty good this game, I feel like. A young right back. And he managed to put it away as well. Come on. Right. It's 6-6 on penalties after 7 rounds. We've got Job stepping up to start the 8th round off. And he puts it away as well. Oh, I really don't like going second. It puts so much pressure on every single taker. I just worry so much. Now we've got Miller stepping up. The man fancies himself a striker. Show me you've got the ability right now, please. Please. That was a terrible penalty. And the goalkeeper just did not react. That was exactly the same as in the last round. Jesus. Now for one, he caused us some problems in the game. Does not cause Tommy Jackson any problems there. Sorry, I can't get my words out. That's such a good save. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it quiet. I'm recording quite late at night. Now I've got Jack Wadham making the long walk, and he could put us through to the 5th round here. Come on. Come on, Jack. I've been after you for a while. You joined the team, and you managed to score it. Come on. Yes. Fucking Jack Wadham. That was tense. Jesus Christ. That was a very close game. I can't believe we didn't score at the end. That's so frustrating. But Callum Archer's complacency was not punished in the end. Should definitely be having a word with him myself. But my God, it was a good win for us. Can I actually say something about him? Like, there's nothing like you need to get your head straight. A sort of individual message, which would be quite nice if a player's been complacent for most of the game. Oh my God, that was quite a match. And that's only game 1 for today. Jesus, we've still got to go and play South Shields in the second match. And I suppose we've got a 5th round draw coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. And okay, it's time for the FA Trophy 5th round draw. Our fans want us to get drawn against Hampton and Richmond Borough, who I don't know who they are. They're in the Vanarama South and are 4th, so they're actually doing pretty well. Aldershot are Vanarama National League and South Shields are top of our league. So it surprises me that there's not teams worse than this still in the competition, but actually there's not. Well, there is, because we've got some top of the leagues and stuff with South Shields, but it's all Vanarama National League and North South at the moment. Let's do an automatic draw, actually. We've only got 17 teams to draw. That's actually quite a lot. But we've got Hartlepool against Aldershot, Cambridge against Telford, Rochdale against Boreham Wood, Boston, wouldn't mind this one, Spennymoor Town, that's two teams I would have quite liked to get, South Shields against Shelmsley Town. Oh God, let's just finish off the rest of this draw. So in the other team that we are going to be playing today is South Shields, and now we've also drawn them in the cup, so that could also be happening next episode. When is the match? 13th of Feb. And yeah, let's skip forward around because it will actually show up in our schedule then. Yes, we've got South Shields here, and we're playing them again in the next round in a month's time, which I think we might actually start the next episode off with that. It depends what happens in between. We might have a lot in, have time for one, but we'll see. So yeah, we'll have to see how today's second game goes, because it's going to be a very good indicator of whether we've got a chance to reach the 6th round, or is it the quarterfinals after that? I think it might be the quarters. Yeah, 5th round then goes into the quarterfinals. Good amount of money up for reaching the final, let's say. 5th round's only 6 grand if we win. 7.5 in the quarters, 15 in the semis, and 60 if we win the final. But that's very unlikely. I suppose we're just going to go forward to this league match now. So I've been unable to get any higher bids in for Leo Gaksha, so I think we're going to let him go for 10,000. I was trying to get 30, but just no one was biting. And all the teams, despite quite happily offering 10,000, as soon as I tried to get 30,000, they're all putting in offers for like 4 or 5k. So I think we're just going to take it. We have got the additional sell on, but I very much doubt that's going to come to anything. But it's always good to have it in there just in case. We're going to get rid of this offer for 5,500. We've also had a loan offering for Dylan Helliwell. I think I might accept it. We're going to give it the week or so just to keep him around as a backup for a little bit longer. But freeing up £150 in the wage budget would not be a bad idea for a player that is, as you can see, in a very low position in our squad, let's say. I'm not sure how better to word that. He's not really going to be playing for us, so I just think we might as well get rid of him and look for a better option, to be honest. And okay, it is game day against South Shields. We've got quite a massive crowd here today for this clash. 2,282 tickets have been sold. So, like a 2/3 capacity stadium, which is kind of crazy for us at this level compared to what we used to. And I think, oh, no, let's actually have a look at the lineup first. I think this is how we're going to be lining up for it. We've got Jackson in goal, Hamblin and Mitchell, Gofford and Snardro across the back, Wadham in defensive midfield, Tessier and Archer in centre mid. Now, I do prefer Archer in the attacking playmaker role, but Tessier is a much better advanced playmaker than he is a Mazzala, so I decided to switch them over, and Archer's pretty much good in any of these positions, so I don't think that's going to make too much difference. Now we've got Birch on the left, Miller on the right, and we're playing Adiemo up front. I would like to have stuck with Agbenone, but he's not in great fitness. Yeboah has been pretty awful lately. He's on an average 6.28 over the last 5 games. So we're pretty short on good options. So I was sort of tied between Adiemo and Backwell, and I decided to go with Adiemo. I think he's a slightly better player overall. So it's a little bit scary. We're going into this with a less than full strength team. I mean, Jack Morehouse is absolutely knackered. And obviously with Agbenone not playing as well, that's 2 pretty key attacking options, let's say, that are not going to be here. I am going to switch back to balance just to try and shore up our back a little bit extra. But yeah, I think we're just going to get into it. And okay, I can see a formation change for South Shields there, which might not be great for us. The media giving you a lot of credit. They seem to be quite happy with that. I'm going to try and bump up a couple of players even further. Let's big up the defenders. We need to make sure that they're on form today. South Shields are lining up in a 5-2-1-2. I'm going to go with 5-2-1-2. It's not a 5-2-3. So yes, and we're in our 4-3-3. So there's quite a mismatch in formations here. But hopefully our supporting players can help deal with it. Okay, we're starting off. Oh, we're on penalty highlights still. Okay, so we're starting off in the 2nd minute. They've got the ball around their defence. Is this going to be a long ball up by any chance? Maybe not that long. Griffith's just burning through the middle. Matthew finds John. It's going to go out wide to Hannant. Back to Matthew. And he pops it in the top corner. We are starting these games really badly lately, it feels like. Just no one's switched on in the first 5 minutes. We literally haven't had a touch yet in a highlight. I mean, it's the second highlight. It's the first highlight of the game, but still. Beautiful finish there. I can't really hate on Jackson too much for that. Their attacking midfielder has picked up a booking already. Let's pray for a sending off. So Jack Wadham, them two facing off against each other. And Zach Mitchell, Jesus. Okay, it starts to be a bit scarier now. But we're up to the 35th minute with absolutely no highlights. Demand more before half time. Doesn't go down that well. And we have got a highlight just before half time. And it's starting with them again. Hey, we got our first touch on camera of the game. Just after the 45th minute. Brilliant. Nice ball over. Adiemo does pick it up. Is he going to be able to get a shot off here? He does. And the keeper saves it. Barrett gets a touch to it and tips it wide. It was a very weak shot, to be honest. Birchall on the corner. It's a good ball in. Oh, and we don't quite manage to get to it at the back post. I'm not sure who that was. But we've managed to get another corner out of it. Going to be Birchall again. An outswinger this time. And that just goes absolutely nowhere. Miller, can you get the ball back? He does. Get across it. Why was that a highlight at the end? Oh, okay, right. I know everyone here's got a lot more to offer. You aren't that bad, I believe you can improve. You aren't that bad, but just trying to get people a little bit happier. I'm not going to make a sub just yet, but it might be coming if things don't improve. Well, obviously this is a very hard match for us, but we've got Hamblin putting a cross in. And they do manage to get it away, but Archer reclaims the ball. Tessier to Wadden. It's ball to Adiemo. And he scored! That was just way too easy. Their defence just stood still while we just passed the ball straight past them and scored. No problem at all. That was very strange to see. 3 minutes into the second half and we're back in the game. I really thought there was going to be a counter on here. But like from Wadham's position there, he makes the pass. I suppose the defence just doesn't react in time. They all think he's offside. But Hannant is keeping him on. And a lovely taken finish there by Adiemo. Okay, I mean, I would definitely take a draw in this game. Oh, South Shields being top of the league. What's their actual fault? Never mind, we've got Archer free kick. It's towards the back post, but Hannant gets it away this time. Miller managed to reclaim it. Hamblin to Gofford. Mitchell looks to get a pass through. Keeping the ball nicely, I say, as we give it away. But now Tessier's running, he's going to blast it. And he puts it slightly over. Never really looked all that dangerous. If it was someone like Morehouse on the ball there, I would have got my hopes up quite a lot. Yeah, South Shields have only lost 3 times this season, 10 draws. So they're not actually that prolific of a team win-wise for a team that's top of the league. But we're not helping our chances with goal kicks like that, going straight to their defenders. Now Hunter's got the ball, he gets a pass in, but there's no one there and Tanaja manages to keep it away. Tessier with the ball out. That's not Agbanon, that's Adiemo. He's got 4 on 1. That was a very wild attempt. From the perspective, I thought for a second it was flying top corner and nearly lost my mind. But no such luck. And they walk away with a goal kick. Now we've got a Jackson free goal kick even, not a free kick. Oh, Millie should have carried on chasing that. Griffiths didn't know what to do. But now we've got Hunter coming down the right-hand side. Francis Clark gets a lovely ball through. Oh, Jackson makes a good save, but John is there completely unopposed to slot it into the open net. And it's 2-1 in the 87th minute. This second half has actually flown by. I didn't realise it was that late in the game. So I'm maybe going to take a bit of a risk. You know, what's a 3-1 loss? We're going to put Bircher out on the right, take Wadham off, and bring Bates on because he can play winger, even if not fantastically. He's going to be a winger on attack. Birchall, an inside forward on attack. Backwell is the one that can... he could play more as a deep line forward on support. Adiemo, attack, playmaker on attack. He's also a complete forward. No, he's not. But yeah, advanced forward and attack, that sort of still works for that. Backwell obviously can play deep line forward because he's also by trade an attacking midfielder. So that works out fine. And Archer's actually having a really bad game. Well, a comparatively bad game, let's say. I'm actually going to take Zach Mitchell off. And we're going to put Tanaja in the middle because Tanaja can play centre-back quite well. And just try and shore things up at the back. I think I'm going to move to a positive mindset as well for the last little bit. It's a lovely ball through there. And Jackson does really well to make that save. But John he's not going to miss that. Very few players have missed those in history and not ended up in blooper reels. Although, do you get blooper reels anymore? So that was a VHS thing back in the day. But still, that was a very unlucky. We were by far the better team until that last chance. And I mean, they gained, was that like a full? Yep, they gained a full 1 XG from that I mean, an open net 6 yards out, you'd expect it. That's a disappointing result, but I am not surprised it happened. A 2-1 victory. We were very competitive in it, and we very nearly, well, I was going to say we very nearly won the game. No, we very nearly got something from it, at least. I don't think we were too dangerous with any of our shots. We didn't really create any, clear-cut chances. I think their defence just sort of crowded out our front line a little bit too much. But, well, still third place. We've only just lost to the league leaders. And we're still in the chasing pack. Hopefully that doesn't... I mean, obviously I would like to think that I could still maybe go for automatic promotion, but there's 18 games left and we're 7 points behind, so that difference can definitely be made up. But we are obviously going to have a very tough run of games in that time, and we've also got them in the FA Trophy. I've actually recorded that game just a day after I recorded the Welling Utd match, and had completely forgot that we'd also got them in the FA Trophy 5th round. So that could be quite a tense one. What's our running looking like for the rest of the season? I know there's a lot of games and positions will change. But for harder games, I mean, Telford in 10th is the hardest game we've got coming up in the next 2 months, pretty much. Kingsley in 2nd, Chester in 4th, Stafford 9th, and we're finishing against Warrington in 8th. So we've actually played a lot of the big teams already, going through them properly. 14th, 17th, 22nd, 19th, 15th, 18th, 20th, 10th, 24th, 11th, 2nd, 4th, 9th, 12th, 21st, 16th, 23rd, and 8th. There's a surprisingly large amount of teams that are not doing well at the very least in that list. So maybe we could still put a good run together, but it's far too early in the season to be thinking about, the final position, I feel like. So we are going to end that episode there, and we're going to be coming back next month for the South Shields game in the FA Trophy 5th round. We might well make it a double header because I'm not at all expecting anything to happen in the next 3 league games that are notable enough to fill an entire episode. But we'll have to see. I mean, we are freeing up a bit of our wage budget potentially with a few people leaving. So we might even have a new addition to the squad. Who knows? There's a couple of positions I'd like to get someone else in for and maybe try and secure at least a playoff spot for the rest of the season. We are 5 points into the playoffs, let's say, but we really do, if we're going to finish in the playoffs, we want to finish in the top 2, because the way that the National League playoffs work, if you don't know, it's a 16 playoff. And basically, the top 2 teams basically go straight through to the semi-final of it, which is where, normal playoffs would start in League 2, 1 or the Championship. But the teams from 4th to 7th play a quarter-final, let's say, for an opportunity to fill the other 2 slots and play, the team that finished 2nd and 3rd. So if we finish 2nd or 3rd, we've got a game less to get through of the playoffs. And whoever we play will be from a lower league position than us, definitely. So that's 100% what we should be aiming for. If we can't get promotion, obviously. I mean, it's not like I'm just going to sit here in 3rd and be like, yes, I am fine here. Let's not bother trying to push any higher. But it's always good to set expectations realistically, especially when we get into what... It's weird thinking of this as one of the big boy leagues, the Vanarama National League North, when it's literally the lowest league that's normally loaded in the base game. But from where we've come from, this is pretty crazy standard for us to be at. So yeah, we're going to leave that there. We will be back in the next episode to play South Shields and someone else, either the quarterfinal of the Cup, or if not, I might even be going forward another while and maybe we'll play Telford, which is going to be a nice little chunk of games to get past, and they're sort of our next tough game almost. I'm not going to come back for Banbury in 14th, but that's quite a lot of games to skip over there mid-episode, so we'll have to see how it goes in the South Shields match first. But either way, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, maybe leave a like or comment down below. It really does help out a great deal and means a hell of a lot to me as well. We'll be back for essentially a rematch against South Shields in approximately 3 weeks or so. So subscribe to make sure you don't miss it, and I'll see you next time.